Despite all the content you might see out there telling women how to make a man fall for you, it is not possible to convince a man to like you or fall in love with you. Instead, what you can do is build on attraction that is already there. There are things you can do to increase a man's attraction levels to you, and there are definitely things that you can do to decrease a man's attraction level to you. So, today I'm going to give you 5 ways you can build attraction if he is already physically attracted to you. Hi, my name is Yonci. Welcome to my channel, Chasing Yonci, where I discuss all things love, dating, sex, and relationships. Let's get into today's topic. One of the most important things that women need to know is that men and women are different on a lot of levels. We do have a lot in common, but when it comes to falling in love, we tend to fall in different ways. So it's really important to understand the way that a man connects. For us, we like to jump into the deep end. We like to go super deep and probe and find out everything about this guy, talk about what he wants in life. Does he want marriage? Does he want kids? What would life be like as a married couple? But for guys, they tend to like to ease into the relationship. When it comes to men, they usually fall when they're not even expecting to. And the way that a lot of them do this brings us to tip number 1. Keep your initial interactions short and playful, okay? When I say initial reactions, I mean just the first couple of dates. At the very beginning, you don't even really know if you guys are compatible, but it's really important to see if that vibe is there, if that chemistry is there. So, one of the things that guys subconsciously look for when they're looking for a partner is somebody that they can have fun with. Nobody wants to feel like they're marrying somebody boring or somebody that's practical. They want to have fun. What do guys do when they hang out? Right? They don't usually sit around and have super deep conversations. For the most part, they like to keep it fun. And even if they do, there's some fun wrapped in there. So try to have as much fun as you can at the very beginning. When it comes to serious topics, there are things that are legitimate that you should be concerned about, but I do not recommend that a woman brings up those topics. So, for example, you're on date 1 or 2, I would not bring up marriage. I would not ask him if he wants children. If that topic comes up, it should be because he brought it up. You, as the woman, should not be initiating, not on dates, I would say 1 through 3. Number 2, as I mentioned, men love playfulness. So be as playful and flirtatious as, you can be within your own personal personality, but avoid being sexual, okay? There is a difference between alluding to something and being vulgar. There are ways that somebody can be flirtatious without being overtly sexual. One of the things you can do if you are not sure how to do that is watch some of the classic movies. When I say classics, I mean like from the 50s and 60s. They tended to be more subtle. Only in our modern society, is it more common for people to be so blunt. I mean, look at the songs, right? The songs back in the day, you had to be a little bit older to even figure out what they were talking about. But nowadays, it's just straight to the point. So try to be subtle. You can be flirtatious without being provocative, okay? So essentially, you're not trying to get him into bed. You're trying to make him aware of the fact that you are a female and you're building on the polarity between masculine and feminine. So just like you want a man who is super macho, super masculine, super manly, this is a time to be girly and flirtatious. Again, you're not trying to appeal to him to get you into bed. You want to stay away from that because once a guy puts you in the smash category, meaning that's all he's looking to do, it's really hard to get into the wifey category. Understand that by default, wifey will get smashed, but he's going after wifey and a side benefit would be smashing. If he puts you in the smash category, there is no side benefit of getting wifed. You're just getting smashed and tossed aside. My third tip for you is to be unpredictable. All right, this is where it's really important for women to slow down when it comes to sharing information. It's not about being secretive, but it's about pacing yourself. If you go to a fine restaurant, it's not like a buffet where you just walk up and you get everything at once, right? They bring out a drink, they bring out an appetizer, then you start out with your first course. It's little by little by little. And so when you're getting to know a guy, you want to give him that same experience. Don't give him everything at once. Again, we're not going to be talking about really deep stuff on the first date, right? But in that same vein, you're not going to be sitting at the table talking about your ex who did you wrong and left you with 2 kids and you're struggling to make ends meet. You want to be able to pace yourself and give him little bits at a time. There's absolutely no need to let him know of your schedule. There's no need to let him know when you're going to be available to speak by phone. There's no need to give him a heads up that you are going to be going out of town with your girlfriends. Have a little mystery. Again, we're talking about the very beginning stages of getting to know somebody. There's no need to be a 100% open book. And for people who say, oh, well, I don't really like playing games, this is just basic human psychology. Think about the people who turned you off. A lot of times it's because they just didn't understand the basics of human psychology. And you actually are grateful when somebody has people skills. When we receive it, we just say, oh, this person has charisma, this person has people skills. But when it's on the other side, we can be tempted to call it game playing. It's knowing what works and knowing how to adjust accordingly. Number 4 is extremely, extremely crucial. It is to be patient and never rush the guy's process. You want to be as relaxed as possible. And if you've done the work, if you've done coaching or you've taken in a lot of my content, you know that you need to be at a place where you are enjoying your life before you even meet this guy. So when he comes in, you're unbothered, right? You're not dismissive of him or not caring about him, but you're not worried if he stays or goes because you know you're going to be fine no matter what. So you're relaxed. We're going at his speed, and you always know that you can get off of the ride at any time that you want. So you have your power. It's just more passive because you can reject him or accept him, but never, ever, ever try to speed things up. A lot of times women will kid themselves and say, oh, I'm being patient. I'm letting him take the lead and set the tone. But then she's purposely bringing up stuff like, where do you see this going? Or what do you want out of, dating me or what have you? Or do you want kids? At the very beginning, be chill, relaxed, and just be fun to be around. Number 5, the last tip I have for you today is similar to something I just mentioned in tip number 4. Have a life that is fulfilling. The problem is when you don't have a life that's fulfilling and you put all your emotional eggs in one basket, meaning if I get a guy, then I can be happy, then you become extremely dependent on the guys in your life that you date to bring you joy. And who wants your joy and your happiness and your fulfillment attached to another human being, right? I mean, worst case scenario, you could marry the person and they pass away. So you want to make sure that your life in and of itself is fulfilling, and hopefully his life is fulfilling as well. And then if you do come together, both of you are not relying on one another. I'm sure you've been with somebody or dated someone or gotten to know someone who had no life, blowing you up all the time, just always wanting to be up under you. It's not a positive vibe. It's an energy that people can pick up on, and it's not cool. It will subconsciously make a man realize, man, she has a lot going on for herself. If I want to see her, I got to make sure I get in my invitation quickly because her social schedule, gets booked up pretty quickly. So it is always a positive thing when you have your life that is fulfilling and that you're enjoying. And it's nice to have a guy, but you don't absolutely need him in order to have peace. All right, guys, that is it for this video. But if you enjoyed it, please let YouTube know by smashing the like button. If you haven't subscribed, you can do so by clicking the subscribe button and then hitting the notification bell, which will let you know every time I drop new content. Until next time, tell someone that you love them.